information technology, decided he wanted to keep on working. As John Meyer shows us, his new line of work brings life back to a much simpler time.
It's an atmosphere of familiarity at Carey's Avenue Barbershop in Wilkes-Barre. There's familiarity in the customers, regulars who come in all the time. But there's also a familiarity in the setting. This is the kind of place you picture when you think of a barbershop, a room with guys sitting around chatting, the way barbershops were a century ago. But this is only a few years old.
And I wanted to make it look like a barbershop that had been here 100 years.
The barber, Carey, is kind of new to this too. He worked in information technology for years until he got offered a severance package.
I thought I wanted to do something, so I looked around and I realized that at that time there were only 7 barbershops in the city of Wilkes-Barre. So I went to barber school.
Then he found this antique chair.
I went out and I thought, well, I've got an old barber chair, let's fill the place with antiques.
But it's more than just some antiques. He's filled this shop with history, much of it Wilkes-Barre history. You get a look into when coal was king. There are tributes to the railroading past. Mr. Peanut pops up all over the room. Planters Peanuts got its start in this city. As soon as Dan started putting up items, more showed up.
They bring things to me or they send me things so that I can put them on the display here in the barbershop. So it gives us something to talk about.
And talk is a key part of the experience here because, after all, in many communities, barbershops were the social long before social media.
You could find out what was going on in the neighborhood. You could talk politics. You could figure out what's going on here and what's going on there.
He even put a pool table in the back room to keep conversation and camaraderie alive. A historic register rings when Dan gets paid, but for him, this is clearly more than a job.
I'm having the best time in the world right now.
An enthusiasm that helps make this place seem familiar, even when you walk in for the first time. John Meyer, Newswatch 16 on the Pennsylvania Road in Wilkes-Barre.
And that is Newswatch 16 at 6.